Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. So for today's video I'm going to be making a what is on my iPhone 7 Plus. I did make one of these videos I think around a year ago, maybe less, maybe more, I'm not too sure. The phone has changed a lot as in the apps that I have because they've changed since I last did one of these videos, so I thought I will do another one today so people can know what is on my phone. If you are new to my channel, you can obviously subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. All of my social medias are always in the description, and let's get on with the video. Before we actually get on to what is on my phone, if you're wondering about my phone case, this is from Wildflower, which is an American brand. They do really amazing phone cases, as in, they're expensive, they are quite expensive, but they are really durable. I have had this phone case since March last year, like almost a year ago in 2 months. It will be a year since I've had this phone case, and it hasn't like scuffed, there's no marks on it, and it's really protected my phone. And then also I have got the iPhone 7 Plus in matte black, and it is the 128GB version. Starting off with my wallpaper, I'm not actually sure what it is. It's just loads of like, it almost looks like watercolour, but I know it's not watercolour. Different like peach colours and yellow tones, all swelled together. I just thought it was really pretty to look at, and I got this from Glossier, the website. If you make an account with them, you can search in wallpapers, and they've got, I think, around 70 different wallpapers you can pick from, and they're all, I really like them. I use their wallpapers all the time, but this one's my favourite one at the moment. So my home screen is from Glossier as well, but it is just some clouds as the background. Starting off with the more boring apps, because nobody really cares about those, we all know what they are. I've got calendar, camera, weather, stocks, Urban Outfitters, which is the shopping website, Urban Outfitters, because I love Urban Outfitters to shop for clothes, settings, clock, calculator, app store, wallet, photos, Safari, music, contacts, Shazam. I never use Shazam. I'm not sure why it's on my phone. It's I think like once every 6 months I'll be like, oh, what is that song? Shazam it. It's not something that I use very often, but it's always good to have it just in case I'm out in public and I hear a song and I'm like, what is that song? Also got Netflix, which is Netflix. I'm sure we all know what Netflix is by now. I live on Netflix. I love Netflix. And yeah. Then I've got Health, which I don't use that ever. I have never gone on that app. I'm not really sure what it's about. Voice memos, maps, phone, messages, FaceTime, and Unidays. Unidays is an app that you can use if you're a student. You can get money off stuff like food, clothes, anything you really think of. If you type it in, you may be able to get discounts. So Urban Outfitters do 10% discount with Unidays. I did used to use this so much like last year, but this year for some reason my account just stopped working, which is just great because now I can't use it anymore. Then down the bottom are the 4 main apps I use the most, which is Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Spotify. 3 of my Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter are all the same. They are all Alfie Bennett with 3 T's, so if you want to follow me on there, you can. And then also Spotify, I listen to music all the time. And my account on Spotify, if you do want to follow me, I don't really know if anyone does follow me. Like, I don't know. Oh, I've got 7 followers. Ooh. My name is Alfie Bennett with 3 T's -2. If you do want to follow me on there, I'm not sure how good it's going to be if you follow me. I don't really know what the point is, but I made playlists throughout the whole of last year. I did like monthly playlists, and I'm going to be making my January one after this video, so if you do want to follow me, you obviously can. You swipe across, this is where it's apps that I actually use more on a daily basis, so they're not like the standard apps that come with Apple. First off is YouTube, which you obviously know about if you're watching this video because this is uploaded to YouTube, so you know that. Then I have got the Costa app, which is if you're from America and you don't know what Costa is, it's like a coffee shop. It's our version of Starbucks here. You just get money for buying coffee, so yeah. Then I have got Gmail, which is just an email thing for my school email and my personal email. I've got Nationwide, which is the bank that I use, so that's just like a banking app to see how much money I've got. There is literally nothing in there at the moment, which is just great. Now onto my 4 folders, which are the ones that I use the most, I think. The 4 folders are titled video/photo editing, not used too often, random, and Google apps. So starting off with video and photo editing, there is like 15 apps in this. It's like not even funny, that's kind of loads. With is iMovie. I used to actually edit my videos on my phone, if you didn't know, so I used every single one of these apps to edit my videos, and it was only until 2 weeks ago, or last week for Christmas, I got iPad Pro for Christmas, so this is now what I edit my videos on, so yeah. Next to that, I've got Phonto, which is what I use to make my thumbnails, so you can just put text onto photos, and it's basically what loads of people use to make thumbnails. Then I've got an app called Video Saver, which is how I would save music onto my phone for like background music for videos. In Browser, which is how I used to upload my thumbnails onto the actual video. It's probably making no sense to you what I'm saying, but I know what I'm talking about. And I've got Photo Grid, which is how I would make grids with photos. Duh. Then I've got Vintage, which isn't an app that I use at all, but it's just how you can get a sort of like vintage look to video. I've only used it about twice, but it's pretty cool. Then I've got Pixar, which I don't think I've ever used for video editing. I used that for school when I had to edit some photos into like a certain style. I used this app so that I could get the effect. Then I've got Layout, which is very similar to Photo Grid, but I use Layout for Instagram because it's like an Instagram-owned app. Then I've got Adobe Capture, which I don't actually know what that is. That's kind of bad. I don't know why I've got that up on my phone. Then I have Splice, which is how I would do zoom up effects if I wanted to on my phone when I'd like, what's it called? Is it Ken Burns? When it like, you know, like Emma Chamberlain when it goes like up close to the face? That's how I do that on my phone. Video FX Live is an app that has loads of different effects I can put on videos to say if I want to like make my face look different or something like that. I use that app for that. YouTube Studio is an analytics app that YouTubers use when they want to see how many subscribers they've got, how many comments they get. They can reply to comments, see their views. It's just like an overall look at their analytics. VSCO Cam is the main app that I use to edit my photos, which I will be making a video on in the near future on how I edit my Instagram photos, so I won't go into too much detail on it now, but that is the main app that I use to edit my photos. Fuji is an app that makes, I don't really know how it makes your photos look. It just kind of gives you like a little small time at the bottom, and it's like an effect that people use on Instagram, and then I tried to find the app, and I haven't used it very often because I don't know, I just don't really reach to use the app, but it's always good to have it on my phone. Finally, Adobe Sketch is what I would use to add little like marks on my thumbnails or to like draw on my thumbnails if I wanted to. I used to do that quite a bit, but now I do that obviously all on my iPad. All the apps that are in my video/photo editing folder, I don't use that too much anymore because I just keep all of those apps on my phone in case I ever need to edit something when I'm out and I don't have my iPad with me. Then the next one is not used too often. I'm sure you can tell from the title of that folder what it is. It's just literally apps I never go for, which are Compass, Find Friends, Find iPhone, Watch, Activity, and 10% Happier. 10% Happier is an app that I did for like meditation. I've never used it, so that's great. And the next folder is Random, which are apps that I use but I don't use very often. So first off, I've got Notes, which is what I occasionally do it just to like make video plans. If I like think of something when I'm out and I'm like, oh, that would be a good video, I scribble and write it down just so I remember it. And I have iTunes Store, which I have never used, ever. I don't even know what that is. Exams is an app where you can make a timetable of when your exams are, because I have my GCSEs this year, which are the most important exams thus far in my life. Then I have Quizlet, which is another app for school. For flashcards, if I ever make flashcards online, I will use this app just because I can take them out and about and not have to have loads of pieces of paper with me. I've got Forest, which is a timer app, and it's quite a good idea, but I don't use it too often. It's basically, you set a timer on this app, say for 30 minutes, and you don't click off that app for 30 minutes. And if you click off of it, your tree dies. And it's kind of really sad if you click off of it because you don't want your tree to die. So it's quite motivating to not want to kill your tree, but I don't use it that often. Finally, I've got the Stagecoach app, which is just the bus app, so I can see what time the bus comes. The final folder I have got is called Google Apps, which, once again, that's very self-explanatory. It's just loads of Google apps. I've got Google Calendar, which is what I use to plan out my revision timetable. Google Home, because I have got a Google Home and I can ask it questions and they like link together. Google Photos, so that I can save them without them being deleted. Just Google. Google Assistant, because that also links with my Google Home. Google Drive, because that's what all my schoolwork is stored on. And Google Classroom, because that is what my school uses for like lessons. We all use Google Classroom. Those are all of the apps that are in folders because they are the ones that I use probably the most besides the ones at the bottom. And now I've just got 8 final random apps which I occasionally use, but I just keep them on my phone. The first one is Pillow, which is an app that I used a few months ago because I was having trouble sleeping and I was like, you know what? I want to see what the problem is. So I have an Apple Watch which is linked with the app. and then when you fall asleep, it tracks your sleep, and then you wake up and it told me, oh, you're sleeping this time through this time, but you're awake here. And it like gives you solutions to stuff. It's actually really handy if you're having trouble sleeping. I would recommend getting it just to use it. Then I have got Weather Live, just because that is a more reliable weather app that comes with the phone. It's more specific and I prefer it, just because the weather app on the actual phone that you get isn't that reliable, and sometimes it does let me down, and it will say it's gonna be sunny and then it'll start raining, and I'm like, oh, gee, thanks, hun, like, you didn't really help me out there. Anne's in Town, which is an app that you can use for tickets and being able to buy tickets, but I have not used it. I only downloaded it because I wanted to buy Ariana Grande tickets, but they have gone and sold out. So that's just great. Then I have got Free Prints, which is an amazing app. If you are in the UK, download Free Prints and use it. It is literally the best thing ever. You can print off, I think it's 40 free photos a month, and they are free, and you just have to pay for postage. So you pay £3 for 40 photos to be printed off, and it is literally amazing for the price. The next app that I've got on my phone is called Any.do, which is one that I use for lists. If I'm ever out and I've got multiple things to do, I'll use this app just so I remember stuff, because I am the most forgetful person. Do not ask me to remember anything at all, because I will not remember it. It's actually quite bad. I do think I may have short-term memory loss, but you know, it's all good. Then I've got 7, which is one of those like 7-minute workout apps. Have I used it? Yeah, about twice, not anymore. But you know, new year, new me, maybe we'll start using it again. But it's just one of those 7-minute workout apps that works with my Apple Watch, so it's just handy for me to have it. And I've got Lightroom CC, which is the like phone version of Photoshop. I just use that when I need to edit photos, kind of more professionally, so maybe for like art class in school, I will use that app to kind of like change photos if I want to change the exposure or stuff like that. And then the final app is one that just comes with the phone. I have never used it in my life, and it's the Measure app. So honestly, why that is there, I don't know. I think it's because I'm trying to do like color coordinated light to dark with like how I laid out my apps, but I have never used that app in my life. And those are all of the apps actually come on my phone. I know it was quite boring, as in I don't really like a cluttered phone. I don't know if you relate to that. I can't deal with people who've got like 5 pages of apps and don't have any folders. It kind of stresses me out. I need to have it like neat, folders, coordinated, you know, it's just gotta look nice. So yeah. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos from me, then you can obviously subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. My social medias, they are in the description and are all Alfie Bennett with 3 T's. That is for my Instagram, my Snapchat and my Twitter. I hope that you all have a really good day and a really good week, and I hope that I see you all in my next video. Bye!